Hey, it's Michael with Create with Consciousness. And, one of the concepts I talk about in my book, Manifest a Better Life with God, is about how we need to shift our consciousness, meaning what we think, what we feel, what we believe about something in order for the conditions to manifest, or in order for our current conditions to shift and become something different. And I want to just share a story about how I applied that to get the results we got. So, my partner recently, a few months back, started working for a home developer. All right. And they're in charge of developing from the ground up an entire neighborhood. So, when he inherited this neighborhood, there were 3 homes that were completed, and then there were plans to build quite a few more. Now, one of these homes in particular came with a story, and Mark was kind of told this story. One, it's difficult to sell. It's been sitting there for over 6 months. The color of the door is why it won't sell. The layout's kind of weird. It's at the end of the street. There were a list of reasons why this home apparently wouldn't sell, right? Now, if you think of law of attraction and you think of trying to manifest and you think of consciousness and the law of attraction responding to consciousness, so here's a home that has a story. There's thoughts, there's feelings about it, and the thought is, it's difficult and it won't sell. So when Mark was telling me about this home, I said, let's work with this. I said, let's change the energy, let's change the story, let's change the thinking, let's really shift the consciousness about this home to get it to sell. I said, send me a picture of it. And so I took the picture and I immediately wrote sold on the picture, and I put some verbiage about happy family kind of living here. And just immediately began to, in my mind, in consciousness, see a whole different picture about this house. I heard laughter in the house. I heard family and friends enjoying this house. I heard kids kind of running around the house. I heard all this. I just sort of envisioned and really heard in my mind the joy of how a home and a family can come together, and just what a home does for us, right? There's so much of our life that takes place in a home. And so I really changed the story, changed the consciousness, changed the energy about this home. And Mark also started doing the same. He even went in and changed the air freshener. That was one of the things somebody said, oh, it's the air freshener. So he went in, changed the air freshener, and he also started really knowing a different story for this home. Now, in 2 weeks, the home sold, right? In 2 weeks, so from 6 months of it not selling, because the story was it won't sell, it's difficult, and here's why, we took that and changed the energy, changed the consciousness, meaning the thinking, the feeling, the energy about the house, to one of, no, it easily sells. There's the perfect family for this house. And let's hear the fun and the joy and the love about it. And let's just stay and tell that story. In other videos and in my book, I talk about like a radio station, right? So what Mark was handed was a home, and the radio station was, hey, it's hard to sell, it's difficult, and here's why. And so from a law of attraction standpoint, it continued to just sit. So what we did visually by taking the picture, putting sold on it, inwardly changing the story, changing the picture of it, envisioning something else, hearing the laughter, hearing the joy, all of that is immediately shifting from that station of it won't sell to a station of there's the perfect match and it's easy and it's fun and it's enjoyable. And as a result of shifting the consciousness, the condition was able to shift. So I share that because it's a very concrete, kind of specific example. But think of something in your own life that you're trying to manifest, but really pay attention to what is the thought and feeling and story you tend to have about what it is you're trying to manifest. And if you're noticing it's not manifesting, really hone into that story, because there's a good chance there's some limiting belief going on in your story. There's some area of lack, of why it can't, of some doubt, and all that really has to be removed and not focused on in consciousness. I talk more in my book about what I mean by consciousness and why that really matters, and I'm working on another book and I'm going into it even further. But when I tell you the one about the house, just use that as an example to maybe fine-tune something you're trying to manifest, and get on board with the joy and the appreciation and changing it to even a better and stronger story. And then watch the conditions change. If you struggle with it, just reach out to me. Send me an email. Let's chat. Let's talk about it. If you want a life coach about it, you can call me up for that too. But changing the consciousness can shift the condition. All right. Hope that helps you. It was kind of a fun one. We're about to do it with another house, and I'll share that at a future time. Have a great day, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk again soon.